You're listening to Sharky on Sharkgoeschomp. Christmas and a Corpse. Submitted by Socially Awkward Poet. Okay, so I've known for a while I wanted to submit this story, but felt odd about it since I was still friends with some of this guy's family and would feel like a total shitbag if it was seen. However, I've been home with the kids reading today and getting pissed that I had read all of your stories and was fresh out of creepy material. So, be a part of the solution, I guess. Here we go. I am a member of the slam poetry scene. Basically, it is an excuse to get people to listen to performance poetry by adding a competitive element to things. After running through the small scene in my city and wanting to branch out and push my career further, I started visiting places within driving distance that I could spit. This led me to Charlotte, North Carolina. I started at their local team venue, where you compete to be a part of a squad that goes to a national competition every year. I was doing well and was accepted into the local crew pretty readily. This led to longer stays and features at some of the other venues in the city. I started going to one that was particularly popular and good for selling CDs. That's where I met him. He worked as a barback, occasionally got on stage and shared frankly shitty poems. He was the brother of the host and everyone knew and liked him. He slowly started flirting with me more and more, although in my loose days, searching for acceptance and love everywhere, something always kept me leery. I gladly accepted drinks he sent over, smoke his weed with the group in the stockroom between sets, and hang out at the parties and events. I always had the tickle my gut warning me not to get too close, but over a year or two we continued to become friends. After a while he started calling/texting more often, poking me on Facebook daily, sending messages about wanting to be more than friends, that he wanted to find a snow bunny. Yes, I'm white, he is black, and settle down. Again, I never entertained it. This was something gnawing at me, the crazy in his eyes too hard to miss. I eventually moved to Denver to take a position teaching poetry and work at a friend's law firm. The second Christmas I was there, I got a call. A friend from Charlotte relayed the following. He had found his white girl and got married. They seemed happy at first, but slowly began fighting more and more. It spilled over into the venue, and often they had to be separated by friends from physically attacking one another in public. One friend, later thinking back, remembers the last time she saw them together, him pushing his wife, followed by her throwing a drink in his face and scratching his neck deep enough to draw blood. She said after the couple had been dragged away from each other, she sat with him and smoked a cigarette. She said she laughed and said, "You guys are going to kill each other." Around Christmas last year, his wife just stopped coming to the bi-weekly events they both attended regularly. He explained it away that they were on a break. Time goes by. No one really questions that they hadn't seen or heard from her in a while, thinking she was breaking from the whole scene in order to put distance between herself and her husband. Her parents, however, hadn't heard from their daughter since the Thanksgiving dinner. They would call him, he would say everything was fine and blow them off. This continues until a week after Christmas, knowing their daughter would never miss a holiday without at least a call. They call the police, send them to the couple's home for a, body check. The cops arrive, knock on the door, and are let in. They ask him where she is. He replies she's in the bedroom. He shows them to the room, and there she lay, dead, for weeks, rotting in their bed. Oh, and he killed her little dog too. During this time, he had been attending events, hosting hip-hop nights, even publishing a blog on making a marriage work on one of the local organization sites, never once letting on that every night he was going home and sleeping with his murdered wife. The sickest part of all, he was a child from another relationship. A daughter whom he gets to celebrate every other holiday with. That Christmas, they opened gifts, had dinner, cuddled up on the couch, and watched movies less than 100 feet from her decaying stepmother. I don't know what would happen if I'd ever had taken him up on his offer to date, But I do know me and my gut are going to stay on speaking terms, and I will always, always listen. This is Sharky with sharkgoeschomp. I hope that you enjoy this story. Please subscribe for more stories. Have a good night.